Hey guys, a little announcement. Myself and my buds and I will be guest spotting at Bone Deep Tattoos in Camarillo, California, November 7th and 8th.
And then in October, the 17th and 19th, we will be tattooing, taking appointments at Gypsy Rose in Phoenix, Arizona. And on the 18th, we will be there celebrating their grand reopening. It's a shindig you're not going to want to miss. Please come fuck with us, book with us, and just say hi. Thank you. Bye.
Everybody nowadays is talking about AI and how it's wrecking everything or it's fixing everything. Do you think that AI-generated images is artwork? And
I think it's not artwork, but it's great for people who can't put their description into words and need to, give you an image to look at. But I agree, you should redraw it.
With your iPad.
With your iPad.
Shut up, Mike.
With your own ChatGPT.
All right, we're ready to rock and roll. All right. So we typically like to start every episode off with a little icebreaker question just to kind of get the feel for things. Should you be able to haggle the price of a tattoo, or is that disrespect?
It's disrespect.
Go ahead, elaborate.
Yeah.
There's very few things outside of a flea market that you should really be haggling for. Flea markets, yard sales, things like that. I'm not haggling at the restaurant. I'm not haggling at the clothing store. I just don't think it's a necessity. Tattoos also aren't a necessity. It's a luxury. And you're paying for somebody's talent not to do the tattoo itself. That's part of it. But for the skill to get them there.
What if?
Oh my gosh.
What if this tattoo artist works at the flea market?
I mean,
then you get to hit up Removery.
I feel like if they're working at the flea market, it's already a 2-for-1 special. So you're winning either way.
Yeah.
Odds are you're paying $20.
What do you think?
I personally can take offense to it, but I have been known to people that I know. I mean, it's obviously people that I've worked with before. I will offer them a cheaper price if both of them are getting something, a matching thing, But that doesn't answer the haggling question.
It sure doesn't.
Haggling, I think, is disrespectful.
I think that the only way to do this without being disrespectful is tell the artist you have a budget up top. And whether if they can meet that budget or at least work with that budget, then that's great. But I don't think you should set them up by how much would you charge for this, knowing damn well you probably don't have money for a tattoo or whatever.
That's true.
Because they already told you the value of this tattoo. So anything after that is going to be offensive because it's like you're devaluing their work.
Yeah.
Or at least you're like, that's not what I have in mind.
Yeah.
I think there's a way to refine that even further, but it needs to have a conversation. It's really hard to do on DM or even an email.
Mm-hmm.
So if I walk in a shop and you do American Traditional and I ask you how much this is and you say, this is $400 in this size, it's on you to tell me in this size. Oh, I really only have like $275. Not a problem. That piece actually is scalable. I can do it a little bit smaller. Would that work for you? And that way you can do a tattoo that somebody really wants and they're stoked on it.
Yeah.
And that conversation has to be bi-directional. This doesn't work for window shoppers.
Yeah.
It's the same as when somebody walks in a shop and says, I've got $200. What can I get tattooed? What do you want?
Yeah.
That's a different conversation.
Yeah. But I also feel like those conversations are not necessarily haggling.
Those don't
compromise. If you will, negotiating, is that what it is?
But those conversations don't work for custom pieces. If I'm coming to you and you're a realism artist and I'm like, I want a Silver Surfer inspired sleeve. That isn't something I'm pulling off a wall, a flash sheet, or that's like really well done. It's not a Mickey Mouse tattoo.
Yeah.
That requires so much more thought and effort going into it. And that's on, I think, the artist's responsibility to tell me, what's your day rate? How many sessions do you think you need to do a sleeve if I can sit for 6 hours a day, 4 days, 6 days, spread out however long? That again it's a conversation. Most people who are just starting to get tattooed have no idea what it costs.
Yeah.
That's true.
If you're going to be someone that's going to haggle or negotiate or whatever, you better be open to leaving shit out. Like,
Yeah.
and not get crazy when, you know, if somebody tells you 400, you only have 350 and they say, well, we got to leave out the skull, then either take it or leave it at that point. Like, there's no conversation that needs to go further than that.
Yeah.
Right?
I think the other thing about haggling too is, well, all my friends are going to see it and they're going to want to get tattooed by you too, is a great line. Doesn't pay bills.
It does not pay bills, and your little fuck ass friends aren't going to get tattooed.
Early on in my career, there was this guy who was kind of like the local hero singer of a band, you know, and he did a couple tours and he was like, bro, he's like, just tattoo me for free and everybody's going to see it. And the first one, I was like, all right, let's do this. And not a single one. And then he quit the band.
Wow.
But yeah, it doesn't get as much traction as it used to. But I mean, I guess it could if that person was somebody of significance. I know a friend of mine tattooed this, I forget which influencer, and it was a simple lip tattoo. It said Chipotle. Went viral. And he was booked out for a while after that.
Are you talking about Rob?
No, somebody else.
Oh, because remember Rob did that little butterfly and then he spent the next year of his life doing little butterflies. I mean, it worked out for him, but
yeah,
now he's doing whatever he wants.
All right.
Welcome back to another episode of the Tattoo Budcast, the only podcast that feels like a tattoo session.
Minus the tattoos.
My name's Sinai Garcia.
And I am Jimmy Jam.
And today, you want to take the intro over?
Yeah, today we have a very special guest. His name is Mike Panic of Removery, the premier tattoo removal company. Thanks for coming on the show. We're really excited. Let's hear it for Mike. All right.
Sorry, our studio audience is...
They're lackluster.
Yeah.
She's just sitting there with her arms crossed.
Shout out Kimberly.
All right. So what exactly do you do?
I work in marketing at the company, primarily with relationship engagement. So I work with content creators. I help moderate some of our social media posts, comments, DMs, things of that nature. And I work really, really hard to normalize laser tattoo removal, to break this through and let people understand that it is something that's available. It's an option. It's a tool. And we're trying to decommoditize that, break some of the stigmas that are negatively associated with both being tattooed and not liking some of your tattoos and what your options are. And then I'm sitting here with some great tattoo artists. We're talking about the integrations with the artist community as well.
Okay. Now you say, the stigmas of, I mean, I'm aware of the stigmas of tattoos themselves. What types of stigmas does tattoo removal have?
Sure. So why'd you get tattooed if you were going to have it removed?
Mm-hmm.
Why go through it twice? Didn't you think long and hard about what you were going to do? Pick on you. Why would you get your face tattooed and then want to get it removed?
All right.
Or I could imagine.
This isn't going well.
Well, so do you want to answer his question? I'm just kidding. I could imagine, especially in the early days, you probably had like old timers like, that's not what tattoos are fucking for. Like, you get them and you leave them.
I actually had a really good onboarding because I've been in and around tattoo artists, shops, and such since the mid-90s.
Mm-hmm.
I started getting tattooed at 16, and a lot of the time that I spent was with what was now called old timers. So the transition for me was easy because I already built relationships with everybody. But those stigmas exist, and it's, well, didn't you know if you got your hands tattooed, you were not going to be able to get a job? And we know those days are over.
Yeah.
But, we talk about the kiss of death often, which is, relationship tattoos.
Kiss of death.
You get names on you get best friend tattoos. So there's a lot of that situations going on. People are like, well, why would you ever do that? Why didn't you pick a tattoo with more meaning to it? And at the end of the day, who you were yesterday is yesterday. We're looking at tomorrow. So we don't focus on the regret or the shame that exists sometimes. We focus on what tomorrow brings to you and where you're going to be and what you want to look like. And then the other side of it is you might hit a point where you've run out of room. So now we have to start like looking at some other options here, and blast overs aren't always an option for everybody, and blackouts are a fantastic option, but not everybody wants those. So there's a lot of stigmas associated with it. It's not as well understood as it could potentially be.
I can agree with that completely. I will say, as a tattooer, I haven't encountered very many people that have actually gotten laser removed. And I mean, there's a lot of them. I wish they would.
Hi, my name is Mike. I've had laser tattoo removal. It's great to meet you.
I have two. but I do know some more people that should.
Mm-hmm. That's true. We're going to make an appointment as soon as we're done.
How did you get into tattoos at all?
In the early 80s, I remember being at a friend of a friend's house, family member, I don't remember. And some of their friends came by at about 8 o'clock at night. It was the summer. The sun was just starting to go down. And they had these bloody arms in their muscle tees. And one had a tiger on it or a lion. I honestly don't remember. And I don't remember the other tattoo, but they had just been tattooed. I was like, that is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And I started thinking then, I was like, I think I want a tattoo. By the time I turned 16, I knew I wanted to get tattooed. I also, in a weird way, I'll just admit this, I didn't like the way I looked. I wasn't happy with my body. So I didn't want to do my arms. It was more important that I got tattooed than where I got it on my body. My first tattoo at 16 is Old English. It says straight edge. I am still very straight edge.
Awesome.
Wow.
It's one of 4 straight edge tattoos I have now. It was a fantastic experience. I was maybe one of 3 or 4 kids in my high school that had a tattoo at the time. I'd already gone through a lot of facial piercings. And from there, it just trickled on. And I got a bunch more tattoos on my legs in the 90s. I stopped around 2000, 2001 for no particular reason. And then by 2004, 2005, I was kind of over some of them. They weren't done well. They weren't finished. That starts leading into the removal story.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask next.
How did that happen?
I was working in the fashion industry in New York City, and I was having a great time, but it wasn't the right career for me. And I was looking for something different, and I moved back from New York City to Pennsylvania, where I grew up. And I had seen a video on Instagram or YouTube. I don't remember. Probably YouTube. Ironically, it was a giant X on a guy's hand that he was having laser. And I was like, wow, that's a thing. And all right, edge breaker.
You shamed him after we were just talking about this?
Oh, I've got a story for you about that too. So I started doing research and I started looking into it, and I wasn't working at the time. So I was like, I got bills to pay. I got a mortgage. Like, I need to make this happen. And I have a background in web dev and some IT stuff. So I was doing some stuff like on the side, and I hit up a friend of mine. I was like, hey, I have an idea. It sounds kind of weird. And he was like, well, you know all the tattooers. Call them. See if they want this. I called up one of my best friends. Shout out Keith B, Machine Works.
Shout out Keith B.
And I was like, yo, I think about doing some tattoo removal. He goes, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I should do it. He goes, yeah. Where did this idea come from? I said, it came from like a year ago. He goes, why didn't you start a year ago? So spent 6 or 7 months doing a business plan, bootstrapped the living snot out of this thing. And my friends and I opened up almost exactly 13 years ago today.
Wow.
First day rolling in, I was client number 1. I was like, get these things off. Like, I sat down in the chair.
Wow.
And
what was the tattoo you wanted to get rid of?
So I had the whole front of my right shin done, the outside, and then the back done. And this was, it's not, I don't even want to say a line cut. If you look at like the way a dollar bill is done, it was similar to that. It was characters done like that.
Okay.
And I found it in a book one day, just scrolling. I was like, this is really cool. It'll translate to a tattoo. It did not translate at all. It meant nothing. It was just like, I'm trying to work on a leg sleeve at the time, and it was trash. I also needed a way to connect the straight edge on the outside of my ankle. So I had Celtic knot work done because
Sick.
96 is a long time ago, and that's what you did in 96. So that had to go. And yeah, so that's kind of how it started. And I was very fortunate in the beginning because Instagram was just starting to move slightly away from, this is what I had for lunch, and here's a picture of my feet in the sand. So people were starting to use it for businesses. So that's kind of how the business got started and the why.
Yeah. So what was the industry like then? There was no...
The industry at that time was predominantly med spas. So they offered a dozen services: hair removal, varicose veins, skin rejuvenation. Oh, by the way, they do tattoo removal as well. But in 2012, even then, the tattoo industry and the tattoo consumers weren't quite as widespread as they are now.
You know, when I got my removal done, this was years ago, I got it done at a med spa, and I felt kind of like a garbage person.
What do you mean?
Because you're not amongst other tattooed people. You're amongst med spa people.
Like the atmosphere. And...
Yeah, like there's fucking soft flute music playing in the background, running water.
It's very zen.
You're all with like some garbage tattoo, fucking. And then, you know, they try to like, they're not stoked on any of your other tattoos. So that they're like also trying to upsell you. And they're like, what about this one? And you're like, what's wrong with that one? Like,
I just got this thing.
Yeah.
that's a really good point. And that was something we tossed around the idea of like, do we do hair removal? And my former business partner, we're both guys, we're like, nope, we're not doing that. Just nothing that we wanted to do.
It'll remove on its own in time.
My forehead is a 5 head.
Yeah, same.
So, that experience was something that I was very conscious of. Also, nobody's working with the tattoo industry. And even going back, a baker's dozen years ago now, cover-ups are difficult. They're not the easiest thing to do. And again, Instagram started to create an online portfolio that artists never had experience to before. And for me, it was amazing to see my friends start tattooing their own work. It wasn't just flash. It wasn't references from a magazine or a concept from a movie. It was like, oh, I drew this thing and I'm going to tattoo it tomorrow because I was on Instagram today. And cover-ups didn't work that well for a lot of this stuff. Mm-hmm. So I knew that if we could fade it, and I knew I wasn't going to get full removal, I did, but I wasn't going for tattoo-free skin. I was going for specific tattoos after that.
Yeah.
So I knew that there was an angle that wasn't the med spa where you unfortunately felt like the garbage person. You are not. You are a wonderful human being.
Well, I'm a pretty bad person.
I wish you knew.
Shut up, Lucifer.
She's okay.
But I wanted it to be a place where artists felt comfortable sending people, and also so that you as a client didn't feel like you were being upsold something that you didn't need.
Yeah, like they kept trying to lock me into getting it completely removed. Like the fact that I was just going to get something else was like so beyond their comprehension. They're like, why the fuck would you do that? So the artist and tattoo friendly removal place sounds like a dream.
It was, for me, a learning experience. I've never wanted to tattoo ever. There was a solid week in 95 that I wanted to be a piercer. And that
a week?
It was a solid week. But my handwriting, I can't even read my own. It's so illegible. I can't read it. There's nothing about what I wanted to do as far as other than hanging out at the shop. I worked the counter in my friend's shop for a while. I liked the industry. I liked the people. I liked the artwork. But I didn't want to tattoo, and I wanted to find a way to contribute to it. And Keith, who I mentioned before, was kind enough in the late 2000s when he started making machines, coils, for those who remember those things. I would go to conventions with him and shoot photos of people using his tattoo machines to build out his blog because Instagram wasn't a thing yet. So I met a lot of great tattoo artists outside of my own hometown really early on, which was, again, really helpful to get their insight as to where the direction of the industry was starting to go.
That's so crazy. Like the tattoo culture, the people, those were your people, and you didn't have the desire, like you were saying, to become a tattoo artist, but you kind of just belong.
I'm still trying to fit in.
I think you're doing a pretty good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's a lot of people that I've met. I mean, not to shame any other particular people, but they just kind of insert themselves. I feel like I said, you belong here, and it's really great what you're doing.
I appreciate that. And as soon as we started the business, I knew I needed to spend some more time with Keith and some other friends to better understand tattooing. The better I could understand it from a technical standpoint, the better I could understand what the outcome of removal was going to be. I needed to understand how they were put in the skin, what the healing process was like, different machine setups and different styles. And again, going back to like my history in the 90s, I was up with Keith till 11, 12 o'clock at night while he was soldering needles in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't buy mass-produced needles back then. So like recently when I was getting tattooed, the artist that was tattooing next to me, I saw him bust out his lighter to loosen up the soldering.
Open him up?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that smell, because it's a thing, right? So I literally started diving in, and I was very fortunate. I met some fantastic artists, and one artist referred another artist who referred another artist, and they were all so kind and generous with their time and talking to me, and they had questions about what I was doing. So it was a very organic learning curve, and it continued all the way up through when Rotary started as well, because they tattoo very differently.
Yeah.
So understanding that and how it was going into the skin and things of that nature were super important.
That's interesting. I didn't think about that. Is there, in your professional opinion, can you tell the difference when somebody's getting a tattoo removed if it was coil or rotary?
I'm going to say no, just be very honest, but more than likely yes. I'll know realism is almost always, going really broad here, realism is almost always a rotary nowadays. Almost always.
Yeah.
American traditional is a little bit tougher because it could be a Dan Cuban. And, it's rotor driven, but it's direct drive.
Do you mean, can he tell visually, or can the laser tell?
Both, kind of like in my educated guess, I'd say people tend to overwork the skin with rotary.
Yeah,
Or it's easier to do.
It's easier to do, yeah.
Rotaries are more consistent as a machine.
Yeah.
And I'm not here as a tattoo historian, but I have also been in shops when they were excited because their new power supply came in and had had a gauge on it.
Yeah.
So they used to, you tune your machine based on turning the knob. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we have a gauge now. And then understanding the humidity in the room would change the spring steel, and the rebound would be a little bit different. The stroke would be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Your rubber bands, if they snap on you, like that's a whole thing. So rotaries as a whole are way more consistent. That doesn't mean the artist using them is as consistent.
Yeah.
So we're seeing tattoos now that are way more saturated and dense. They last longer. They are put in better because technically it's easier to put them in. When you go back to a foot switch and a piece of spring steel bouncing a needle around, that armature bar has give to it. You let out the skin and it keeps going. That's a thing. Sometimes you need that. And as older people have that thinner paper mache skin, coils tend to tear them up a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I guess it depends how you're running your rotary because that could chew right through them too.
It's scary.
Yeah. I had a great conversation with an American traditional tattoo artist, and he uses both. And I was like, why? And he said, well, sometimes, I'm just in the mood to pick up a coil and I like the way it feels.
I can see that, yeah.
Other side of it is he's like, sometimes I'm going to run shading at 5 volts because I just want to be like real peppery and smooth. And he goes, other times I've had a lot of coffee and I'm feeling real excited and I turn that sucker up to like 11 and a half and he can just go blip, blip and it's done. Yeah. Same outcome, different.
Yeah.
So I think it just also depends kind of on your style. If any tattoo artist who has coils, when you open up their drawer, there's 30 of them in there.
Yeah.
Why? Oh, yeah. Why not just one? Because you want options.
Yeah.
You
That's
want
all.
options. Yeah. It's like shoes. You can never have too many pairs of shoes.
That's true.
So let's really talk removal now. Everyone says that tattoo removal is more painful than getting tattooed. In your opinion, would you agree?
No. It's completely different.
Yeah.
It's your nostrils pierced.
Mm-hmm.
That almost always causes one little tear coming down from your eye, and that sucks. Nobody likes that feeling.
I hate getting pierced.
It's completely different than getting tattooed.
Yeah.
Removal is exactly the same. It's completely different. I would rather sit through 3 minutes of laser than a half an hour of tattooing.
So that's what I always say, and I think it's a common misconception. People think that that a laser appointment is as long as a tattoo. But I always I got 2 removed at the same time, and it was like maybe a 6-minute session, And even with the spots that did hurt, you can take a lot for 3 minutes. Like you can breathe through it. So I think I agree. Do you guys numb or is that up to the client?
We use medical grade ice packs prior to the treatment to reduce the temperature of the skin.
Okay.
And then during the treatment, we're going to use a cryo chiller. This blows minus 30-degree air on the skin before, during, and after. It helps to make it a little bit more tolerable. Topical numbing agents actually don't have the ability to penetrate the top layer of the skin, the epidermis. The feeling of tattoo removal, it happens in the second layer of the skin, the dermis, where the pigment exists. And the numbing agent never gets down to there. So what you're actually feeling is the pigment shattering in your skin. That's the feeling. And that little bit of heat that you feel is the heat generated from the pigment shattering. So topical numbing agents just don't work. I'm old enough that I remember as a joke, like we used to laugh about this in the tattoo shop. People would come in and be like, hey, do you have Novocaine before you pierce me? You want me to put a needle in your skin before I put a needle in your skin. So yeah, you can do pretty much anything for 30 seconds to a few minutes for this. It's a tolerable annoyance is probably the best way I can explain it. Or the most common analogies out there are hot rubber bands, cooking oil, or being tattooed on fire. That's the best way to explain it. What I will also add to that is, and you've been through this, it's a light switch pain. So you start to feel the pain when the laser hits. When the laser stops firing, the pain's gone. You'll have a little tingly sensation, but that's pretty much it. I will also happily say I will rather heal fresh laser work than I would tattooing any day of the year.
What is that like? The healing process for laser?
It is a little swollen. It's a little red. It looks and feels a little bit like sunburn with some mosquito bites.
Okay.
12 to 72 hours afterwards, you'll never know we did anything. So no broken skin, no open wounds, no need for any kind of Sanoderm or Tegaderm or any kind of topical applicant like that.
Yeah.
The shower doesn't feel like it's on fire.
Interesting.
Wait 1 second.
I
Are you telling me that the blisters
Yeah.
that I remember how mine looked
that's what I was going to
was
bring up.
not what I would have got at Removery?
So
I literally had blisters the size of like Gatorade caps, dude.
I
with
screamed every
and-
time I saw her.
It was fucking disgusting.
blistering can definitely happen. It is not a thing that doesn't happen. However, there are protocols put in place, which is why we ice. That's one of the main reasons that we ice.
I
And
did
we
not
use
get ice.
and we use the Zimmer cryo chiller for that reason as well. The second thing is we need to set you up for success. So avoid extreme temperatures. You're not going to be, soaking in a pool, a hot tub, a jacuzzi. You're not taking screaming hot showers for 2 or 3 days. You're going to take a lukewarm, tepid shower. Also, older technology. The lasers have evolved a lot. So the laser that we use at Removery doesn't use heat as the mechanism to shatter the ink.
Okay.
Almost every other laser does.
Heat?
Heat is the mechanism that shatters the pigment for most lasers on the market. So yes, I've had blisters myself from back in the day, but the newer technology and the protocols that we've been able to refine significantly reduce that from happening.
Wow. So what is
Wow.
the technique if it's not heat?
Sure.
Yeah.
So PicoWay is built off of photoacoustic technology, which is real fancy terms for light and sound.
Wow.
Science.
That's all I got.
I know still as much as I knew before that question. So scientifically, how does tattoo removal actually work?
Yeah, let's back it up. When you guys are tattooing, you're putting ink into the second layer of the skin. Ink is composed of several different ingredients. That's why it's a liquid. And what you're left with is a solid, and that's the pigment particles in your skin. The pigment particles are too big for the body to remove. They live rent-free for the rest of your life there, and that's it. What we do is we target the dark pigments with a photoacoustic laser, light and sound. It's a PicoWay made by Candela, and it shatters those pigment particles into small pieces. When that occurs, you get a trauma response, which is a really scary word. It's nothing to be scared about. It's what stops your paper cut from bleeding when you get one. What really is happening is the body is sending out these Pac-Man-like things called macrophages, and they're going to gobble up the pigment particles that we've just shattered. You've got it. Can you do that for us on a sound effect?
Yes.
We're going to need that later. Amazing.
Clip it, Jake, clip it.
Clip it. And it's going to remove them. It's going to flush them out through your immune system. Your body's been trying to get rid of this stuff since the day you had it put in, which is why the day you get tattooed is the best they ever look. And the next day they look amazing. And then every after that, they have to settle in.
Yeah.
And that's because the carrier agent of tattoo ink is being dispersed through your body. The glycerin and other ingredients in tattoo ink can be flushed out. Back in the day, they actually used to use cheap alcohol because it dispersed really, really fast. So they'd add a little thimble of cheap alcohol into your bottle, and that was what helped.
I worked with someone that used to add vodka to their.
Yeah. Because it would, on thicker pigments, it would help solidify, or not solidify.
Thin amount.
Thank you. The viscosity would change a little bit. Yeah, that's exactly why. So those broken pigment particles then get flushed out through your immune system. We call it laser tattoo removal. We're just doing the kind of the hammer smashing, if you will, of the rocks. And then your immune system is flushing it all out.
So it's turning it into the rock, into pebbles, into
Sand.
Then you call the cleanup crew those guys?
Yeah, and
I get it now.
Science.
so about every 8 weeks, plus or minus a few, depending on where you're on your journey, we'll bring you back in. We need that time because we've got beards, and that's a great one, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
His girlfriend's not his beard. Is that what you meant?
Clip it.
Flip it. Thank you.
But if you shaved your face today, it doesn't matter how much biotin you eat or what you scrub your face with, you're not going to have a beard by tomorrow morning. The immune system works the way it works. So we need about 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks, depending on where you are on your journey, where the tattoo's located and what's going on with it. And we'll bring you back in and we'll rinse, recycle, repeat until that tattoo is either gone or faded enough for you guys to do a cover up with little to no compromise.
How long in between sessions?
6 to 12 weeks.
Oh, that's not too bad.
And is that depending on melanin?
It can. We're mostly looking at pigment saturation and density,
Okay.
but we can treat all skin types. That is a great question.
Yeah.
Some of the older lasers, there were limitations. You start to run into something called hypopigmentation. The lasers would destroy the melanin in the skin. So the easiest way I could explain it is it might look like somebody has a vitiligo spot.
I've definitely seen that, where you kind of see the outline of what was once there, just in a lighter shade of their skin.
Yeah, and that's something that Removery's probably really, really focused on, is being accessible to everybody, because there were so many limitations for so long. Kind of give you some numbers here to blow your mind. Removery's done just about 2 million treatments to about 300,000 clients.
Wow.
So on scale, this is the most that's ever been done in the world, and we have all the data, so we can go back and look at all of it. And that's where our protocols come from, and that's why we're so good at what we do. When you guys start in your journey to become a tattoo artist, you're drawing every day. Part of it is to get muscle memory. Part of it is so your hand doesn't cramp. And back in the day, they used to actually put a pencil into
the
machine.
tube.
Yeah, the tube.
so you could get used to the weight of the machine.
Mhm.
And that was a whole thing. Now these kids have these bounty rolls wrapped around the road.
What is up with that?
That's an acquired thing too. And
Yeah.
you see people with their Apple pencils and they're putting grips on them so that they can get comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
We're beyond comfortable at this point. We are confident in the work we do.
Yeah, and it sounds like you guys give a shit.
We do. Skin integrity is first and foremost. Tattoo removal is the byproduct of that.
So you were saying you could use it on all skin types. Is it
Yes.
the same setting, same everything?
No. We're going to customize everything per person. We're going to run a test spot when you come in and make sure that we're comfortable the way that looks, because just because your last treatment said this doesn't necessarily mean your next treatment equals that.
If someone were to inquire with Removery, what does the next step look like? Like from the time they hit you guys up to the end of their first session?
So they'll either book online or they can call and schedule a consultation. They're free. They're always free. Like I said, we've got studios pretty much everywhere. Come on in, have a consultation. We'll sit you down. We'll walk you through the whole process. So a version of how tattoo removal works, which I just covered with both of you, will be explained. We're going to talk about what their goals are. Is the goal to remove the tattoo? Are we trying to fade this so that one of you can do a cover up over top of it? How far do you need to go? What are your goals? You're coming in with a kanji and you want black and gray realism. We got to go pretty far unless there's some hair to cover that kanji.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we talk about what those goals are and we try to come up with a game plan for them. If everything sounds good to the client and they're ready to start, in most cases, we're going to start laser that same day. So consult, medical intake, all of that takes 15, 20, 25 minutes. Laser, as you know, is super fast. You're in the treatment room for 15 minutes, including photos and aftercare cover-up and instructions and things of that nature. And then you're on your way.
It's so awesome how involved you guys are in like the tattoo community. Like I tattoo a few of the Removery employees.
Shout out Chrissy.
Yeah, Chrissy and Alex, I believe.
Yeah.
And it just, like she was saying, it sounds like you guys give a shit. And it's like you wouldn't get that, like the education, the knowledge that you guys have without being interested in tattoos themselves.
Just like how he said, like, well, if you're going to get a portrait, does it have a dark spot that could still cover this, or should we do another session? Like,
yeah, knowing that.
Yeah, and even giving that option, because like I said, when I got mine, they were like, oh, you need this many more. And I'm like, oh, I just want it lightened. I'm going to get something else. And they're like, you stupid bitch. You stupid bitch. You're going to undo the work we just did.
And to go even deeper, when you start talking about cover-ups, it's great to talk to artists because not all artists understand how a cover-up really works. Because the dermis is only so big. You're only able to pack so much ink in, and you can keep pushing it down, but like eventually you get into that 10 pounds of shit and 5 pound bucket, which by the way, I still don't understand that analogy. We're going to Wikipedia that at some point.
I'll show you.
Okay.
I'm really good at it.
Okay.
Don't go in the bathroom after it.
At the end of the day, we're trying to reduce the amount of pigment in the dermis so that you guys can lay another piece over top of it. But understanding what's underneath and how much is going to cover it plays a huge role. So knowing different tattoo styles, which we do train all of our staff are.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Right now. That's amazing.
So for example, script. Script requires negative space.
Yes.
That's a fact of life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Neotrad, all coverage. Now,
Wall to wall.
Color is different. If you're doing a dark red, that's easier to cover than say like a lime green. But American traditional, it also needs negative space.
Yeah, it
Like
needs those skin breaks.
A really successful American trad piece can breathe.
Mhm.
And if it's done right, it's not going to look perfect on day one. It is technically, but that tattoo is going to look better in 5 years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's an art into itself. And you do need those skin breaks. So understanding the different tattoo styles does make a difference for a lot of people, because people are coming into Removery because they don't like what they have. They want to get something that they really like.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that they
Right.
get the tattoo that they want, not the one that makes sense for a cover up.
That's amazing.
And you'll educate them right then and there in their consults. Like,
It's one of the consultation questions when they're doing a
That's so
cover up. It's like,
cool.
what's your goal? Like, do you have an artist picked out? What's the style you're going after? And things of that nature, for sure.
I was watching
I
one of
respect it.
the videos that you have up, and you were speaking with a girl who had a very tumultuous upbringing, and I heard you mention that you guys offer for what types of tattoos did
Yes,
you say?
we have a program called Ink Initiative, and this is our way to give back to the community. So we offer no-cost removal to formerly incarcerated, former gang members, hate and racist tattoos, and survivors of human trafficking and domestic violence. The last one is probably the most difficult because, unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize they're in a DV situation, and they think they're getting tattooed out of love. And it's not until much later in their life that they realize, oh, I was getting tagged.
Yeah.
So those are difficult ones. But at the end of the day, and I've done this with my previous company and with Removery as well, and it's one of the things that makes me most happy in life. I don't think because you made a choice in your past that you should be judged in the future. I also have spoken with so many people who have had gang tattoos that were visible. You don't want to get yourself in a situation where you might experience violence because you're putting gas in your car
Mhm.
or you're out to dinner with your family.
Yeah.
And that tattoo represents somebody that was 10 years ago in your life.
Yeah. And you're endangering the lives of others.
Yeah. So it's something that I'm super stoked on. It is deep meaning for me because there are a lot of people that didn't choose their tattoos, or they chose a life that they thought was the only one they could live, and they found something different.
Yeah.
If anybody is interested in getting something done through the program, do they first just book a consult with you guys and come in, or is there a specific way that they should
We have
reach out for that?
We have a landing page on our website. So in our menu system, it's called Ink Initiative. They can apply for it. We have a couple of requirements to apply, and it goes in. And then every quarter, we're currently accepting a certain amount of people into our studios, and we just do them in
That's
waves.
awesome.
That's so cool. That's amazing.
And then the other part of the Give Back program is we do free radiation dot removals. So for cancer survivors, in order to dose radiation properly, they need to tattoo small dots on you. Most people don't know that. They also don't tell the survivors this. So for breast cancer, most women are getting 5 dots tattooed across their chest, who in many cases don't have tattoos and never wanted them. Radiation therapy, cancer is extremely difficult to deal with, not just for you, but for your family, because they're helping you through this whole process as well. So Breast Cancer Awareness Month is coming up in October, but year-round, we offer this for free for all cancer survivors that went through radiation treatment.
Mike, one of my questions was going to be, why is Removery different than others? But I think we've pretty much covered that. What else you got for us?
Yeah.
Aside from just being a pure player, which we kind of covered, this is the only service we offer. There's nothing else there. We don't sell lotions or creams. There's no add-ons. I think the other thing that makes Removery really unique, besides the experience, we do have a clinical advisory board. This is a multi-person team led by our chief medical officer, where they're, again, looking at how do we make this better? How do we get this to where you're super comfortable in the chair? Our technicians are comfortable. They're not going through repetitive motion, injuries or things like that. And that we're getting the best possible results. We know we're the best. We're not happy there. We want to get better than the best. So we're always pushing the limit. I think the other thing that makes Removery unique is we offer, for those who are seeking full removal, an unlimited treatment plan. We're going to tell you what the price is to remove your tattoo up front. This is it. It's a set price.
Yeah.
Most tattoos are going to take about 8 to 12 treatments. Some need 9, some need 16. Just for whatever reason. There's no added cost for those extra ones.
Oh, wow.
And then the network of Removery is so large, 160 plus locations, US, Canada, and Australia. If you move or relocate, you don't have to fly home or drive home to your home studio. So if you are living in one part of the town and working in the other part of town, and there's studios on both sides of them, flip-flop, whatever works best for you.
So do they pull up like a profile and they kind of see what you've done so far and continue from there?
And does
Absolutely.
that also work in different states?
100%.
Okay, awesome.
I work with content creators, and one of my favorite creators is a flight attendant for a corporate jet. So she never knows where she's going to be 2 weeks out, and wherever she lands, she gets a removal treatment.
Nice.
Wow. What a way to spend her downtime in
I
a new
know.
destination. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You said how many locations?
We're at 163 as of today. We have 6 more slated to open this year and a whole bunch more next year.
Wow. How many? All states?
We're not in all states. We're in most of them, though, at this
Okay.
point.
For our permanent cosmetic girlies out there, can this be done for eyeliner,
He's excited.
eyebrows?
It's a
all
great
the
question.
things?
We are currently doing PMU work with eyebrows and SMP. Are you guys familiar with this?
No.
I am not.
Scalp micropigmentation. So
Oh.
for the guys that are going bald, they will tattoo a series of dots. It looks like a fresh fade. It's for a lot of people, this is a huge change. It really boosts their self-confidence.
Yeah.
Also, I don't have the best beard. I'm like you.
This
but
is fake. Imagine. You want it?
but they can tattoo beards as well. So we're doing eyebrows, all styles. We're currently not doing eyeliner or lips or freckles, but that could change in the future. But
You're performing them, not removing them. Or you're applying them?
Removing.
Oh, removing. Okay.
Removing.
Got it.
Okay. Why not the freckles yet? Or is that a...
they're built in protocols for it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing is we're not just going to do it.
Yeah.
The thing is you come in as a client. We didn't just buy a machine 3 months ago and open up
Yeah.
the doors, and we're not testing on you. So they're going to build a protocol that is proven over a course of time with a certain number of people in it.
So once all that data is gathered and you guys figure out a game plan.
Yeah, and the microblading thing is interesting because it's 2025 and everybody knows what it is nowadays.
Yeah.
There's a lot of women and some boys that were missold PMU work in like 2014 because
Mhm.
girl, it's only semi-permanent. It's going to fade in 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Come back and get a touch up. No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's just going to fade to a fucked up ass color.
Unfortunately, that industry didn't have the best training as a whole. It's gotten a lot better, but it used to just be like a weekend course, and there was a lot of chewed up skin through that
Wow.
process of getting microblading. When it was true microblading, most PMU work with eyebrows now is done with machines.
Mm-hmm.
It's a combo brow, it's an ombre brow. It's something similar to that, but the pigments are very different than tattoo pigments. So we have protocols for those. We can definitely treat them because, as you mentioned, color shift is a thing. It's a very
Mhm.
real one, but also styles have changed.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
if you are or are not doing Botox, no shame either way, your face changes over 10 years. So what was a high arched brow maybe isn't so high arched anymore. And we got to fix that.
Hide my. You were saying?
You look great.
Thank you.
There's sometimes there's an overzealous PMU artist and they're trying to get the tails right. And one tail ends up an eighth of an inch or a quarter inch longer than the other. So we've got to go in and, fix the tail because
Yeah.
that's a different client. It's a different experience because this is your face. Like you've got your face tattoo with tattoos, but like this is,
Yeah.
so we go in and we have a slightly different consultation.
Yeah, I feel like permanent cosmetic clients are a little bit more, need a little bit more love and care. They're a little bit more fragile. So I could imagine after they've been fucked up and then they're coming to you guys like, please fix my face. You guys really have to.
It's setting an expectation. It's also being kind. I think that is still very much needed in today's day and age is be kind.
Yeah.
Our doors are open to everybody and we understand the vulnerability. You walking in,
Mhm.
I don't like the way I look. Can you help me fix myself? Like that's a terrifying thing to do, especially alone. Especially if you've done 3 or 4 rounds of PMU and you've been told, oh, I can fix it. And a lot of women get it either because their hair isn't full enough or they want a more defined shape or they just don't want to spend the time doing the makeup anymore. And that worked for 2 or 3 years. And then time took over.
Does it require as many sessions as a regular tattoo?
It really depends. But the short answer is no. Typically, we're going to be looking at between 2 and 5 sessions.
Okay.
There's hope, guys.
Let's
Yeah,
hope.
there really is. And that comes down again, going back to expectations.
Yeah.
Garbage in, garbage out with anything.
And what do you mean by that?
If the skin is really gnarled, if it's been
Okay.
chewed up, if there's a lot of scar tissue in there, we're going to be able to go as far as we can.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a good.
Does the
question.
laser help with scar tissue at all, or?
Not particularly.
Or any other benefits to the laser itself?
Not particularly. And the way that our protocols are written, the goal is to leave the skin as we found it.
Even if that was an option, that's not your guys's
Correct.
mission. Okay. That's not your ministry. Okay, what can you think of a trend that's happening right now in tattoos that you're pretty positive you're going to see coming in your doors in the next few years? Maybe the next 10?
I mean, they're happening now, so I'm kind of ahead of myself. And I'm going to give you the answer that you guys want, which is like, it's micro realism and fine line.
Oh, that stuff? I never would have thought.
Yeah.
Because they're blurring together.
There's a lot of people that got fine line tattoos on their hands because it was cute, and they weren't fine line at all. That's just the reality. They just, because now they have a fine line tattoo and they're like, oh, this thing is thick and heavy and it doesn't match my other fine line tattoos. So we're getting a lot of that. The micro realism thing, I think it's one of those situations where it looks really good for a very short period of time with the right lighting and the right zoom in.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, it just doesn't carry the weight.
Yeah, the right photo for Instagram.
Yeah, the polarizing filter was on and turned the right direction. And yeah, I think there's a lot of that. I would say aside from just the tattoos themselves, it's the location. We're having a lot of people now that they're stoked on visible tattoos, but like their knuckles or the inside of their fingers isn't what they were really jiving for later.
Oh my gosh, the sides of the fingers, bad idea.
I don't get it. Well, I mean, maybe I did try it when I first started.
It's just, it's not for you if you're particular about your tattoos, because that shit either blows out or falls out or...
Yeah.
So I'm the anomaly. That's 25 years old.
All right, now you're just showing off. I like that. That's cool.
You know what? I wonder if people are going to be going in to remove those. Have you guys seen the ones that look like embroidery?
Yeah.
They look great in the pictures, but they can't heal up well.
I don't think I've seen one healed, but I mean, they look fucking crazy when they first get them. Have you seen any of those walk in the door?
I haven't in a while, but this goes back to tattoo fundamentals. So they're 100% saturation. If the conversation with the client is honest up front about the white turning creamy or eggshell or maybe a little yellow over time or just falling out and disappearing, if those expectations are set, I think the people are really happy with them. And here's why. Those patches and that like busted threads on the corner, with a little bit of age, they look better.
I can't say I've ever seen one.
Yeah,
age.
I don't.
Fresh.
Yeah,
I've seen them about 5 years old. Yeah, and they definitely look pretty good. Shout out Flip Shades. He does those things.
Yeah,
and they're solid.
The first time I saw one, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And like the way they presented it in the video, it was like they were actually sewing it.
No, there you go.
Look at this thing.
That's so crazy.
See, and I think please bring back the drop shadows for certain tattoos.
Yeah.
I think that there's some life to those, and
Look at that drop shadow. That shit really looks like it's hovering.
And I think this goes back to, again, tattoo fundamentals, understanding that there are different styles, and the tattoo industry's evolved so much, so much that we're getting better consistency, better artwork, better lasting. Now, there's obviously some tattoo styles that won't hold up very well, but I think this is one where, again, he's nailed it.
Yeah, if you understand the fundamentals of tattoos, or even art, contrast, color contrast, weight, I think, you'd be in pretty good hands.
Yeah, and accounting for aging.
Yeah, I was saying, I've tattooed a couple of your employees, and they've mentioned it to us that we can get some free sessions in.
Yeah.
As artists. Does that go for any artist? How does that work?
So every professional artist, including apprentices who work in a legitimate shop, have business cards and an Instagram account, and we can verify that you are an actual tattoo artist. We don't work with kitchen magicians. We're going to offer you free removal, and we do this because it's our way of showing how good the work is that we do.
Okay,
it's quite literally that simple. I'm not going to ask you ever to recommend somebody to come to Removery if you're not being able to come in yourself and do it.
Got it.
It's that simple. And then you can speak to the experience.
That's awesome.
It gives us an opportunity to show you how we operate and what we do. It's kind of an open door because there are a lot of myths and there's a lot of misconceptions and there's a lot of not great people out there that are just trying to take advantage of. So if we can get you in, it's just, again, I go back to the category of tattoo removal is still so new. It's still so new. Like, you've had it done, but it's not, you've both had it done, right?
Laser?
He
Oh,
has.
I
one.
have not.
Oh, we got to fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in. I've got some
Yeah,
things.
he's got some shit.
I see you keep looking at my arm, so I'm like, yeah, I know I got to go in.
No, no, it's I think what it really comes down to is just it's a taste, right? Like it's a sample, and it's getting the category a little bit more awareness because it's just not there. If you're not looking for tattoo removal, you're never going to find it.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't have to explain to you what a burrito is. Everybody's had a burrito.
What's that supposed to mean? I'm just kidding.
I was trying to figure out our dinner plans,
I
but
know.
clearly
I love me a burrito.
we ain't doing that. But that's the thing. And
Yeah.
and you asked the question, like, what does it feel like? I have to explain that to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being in tattoo shops where people were terrified of what a tattoo was going to feel like.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten any negativity from artists?
Not from artists, but when in the early days of attending conventions, people used to laugh at me or be like, "Oh, you got some stones coming here trying to take off what they're putting on," and it becomes back to that education thing.
That sounds like a fucking 80s bully move.
Really was.
Hey, we just did that tattoo.
And for a lot of these tattoo conventions, we're next to artists. And either we know them or we get introduced to them. Sometimes we have artists in our own booth, and people are like, it's a stupid joke. Oh, he puts them on and you take them off. You just keep the money in the family. Well,
First time I heard that.
never heard that one
Oh
before.
my gosh, you probably hear that shit all the time.
Yeah, but what it really does is it just gives us an opportunity to have conversations with people.
So if there's any artists out there that would like to take advantage of the program that you guys have, also on your website.
Yeah, there's an artist partner page on our website, or just book a consultation. When you come in for the consultation, bring a business card, show the team your Instagram account. They'll get you squared away.
Should we do it?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it.
I'm down.
I'm down to get some shit removed.
And-
I've made more mistakes since my last ones. No, same
It's-
age, but
It's a lot of fun content too.
That would be cool to have a little field trip.
I think there's something real magical about showing off your skills as an artist in a cover-up. It's even better when you can show the whole story.
This guy's got all the moves over here.
yeah, he does. All right, so
We're in.
all right. You've heard of Fuck, Marry, Kill,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Well, we have a game prepared that we were going to play with you, and it's the same thing but with tattoos.
Okay.
We're going to show you 3 tattoos, but instead of Fuck, Marry, Kill, we're going to do remove. Is your mother still with us?
She
Let me
is.
start there. Okay. It's going to be remove, tattoo on yourself, or tattoo on your mother.
Got it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay.
She likes this one.
Or, what was her name again?
That's Kimberly.
Okay, it's going to be remove, tattoo on Kimberly, or tattoo on your mother.
Hold on. This is getting better because I've removed tattoos on Kimberly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Many, and I've said horrible things.
Yeah. She's threatened me with violence.
Not Kimberly.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Do I have to pick now or do I get to see all 3 of them?
These are all 3.
That's all 3.
Okay, that's all
Can
3.
you see? So
Yeah.
for the listeners, so for those of you that aren't,
Is that supposed to be a flower? Or is it?
it is a tiger lily.
Duh.
Oh, jeez.
I was going to say for those that are not on the YouTube, but you guys might want to pause your Apple podcast, get to the YouTube because you got to see some of these. So,
That is incredible. It looks like stacked Band-Aids. The flower?
and then we have
Little Lion King.
Real-
Smash
Realistic?
Face Lion King,
Okay.
and then a no smoking sign
I like the line on the bottom of
where he lost it, where the earthquake hit.
That was Northridge 87.
All right, I'm sorry, not fuck, marry, kill. It was remove, tattoo on yourself, tattoo on your mom. Which one are you guys doing?
All right. So my mom is getting the no smoking one because she's been a lifelong smoker. So
She is a lifelong?
yeah, she's a lifelong smoker. So she's getting that one
So she needs to know.
for sure. I will take the tiger lily because that's kind of badass. It's a tiger lily. It secretly says "roar." Roar.
The Band-Aids, it does look like Band-Aids.
Yeah, whatever. Don't be judgy. And that other thing just needs to go. That needs to be removed. That thing. It's a thing.
Is not the king of
That
nothing.
is nightmare fuel.
It
Like, that
certainly
guy-
is.
No disrespect to that guy. Like, reach out if you're listening to this, but that's on his back, so he doesn't have to see it. That's how bad it is.
Imagine if he had the same tattoo on the front.
God.
Or
Two
the
for-
back of their heads on the front.
Is that a Black Friday 2-for-1 special?
All right. I'm getting the no smoking to remind myself to continue not smoking. Never again. My mom, she's going to have to get the tiger lily. And we're removing the Lion King. I agree with that.
I like attention, so I'm going to go ahead and hang on to the Lion King.
At any cost.
Definitely giving my mom the no smoking, even though
You
we
smoke?
both battle the same fight. And that.
But
tiger
you're
lily-
putting her health above yours, right? Is why.
Yeah. That's just the right thing to do. And yeah, I guess I'll remove the tiger lily because it's Band-Aids. You got to remove Band-Aids.
Yeah, in one pool. All right, let's get to the next one. Here we
Holy
go.
moly.
All right. Mike,
I just read what the backbeat says.
did you guys notice the Jordan sign? He's dunking a mole
Yeah, that is
instead of a
incredible.
basketball.
All right.
And his full got monster on his forehead and on his cheek.
And his mohawk is crooked.
That's the least of his problem.
It's art.
He definitely punches holes in drywall, huh?
Yeah. So I feel like my mom can get the Jordan because that one's hideable.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Yeah. I mean,
You're like, because she has a mole
I don't
and
even
a
know if she,
cul-de-sac.
That's
don't
what
know
I
if she
thought he was going to
does.
say. She has more.
I'll take Manimal and Monster's Gotta Go. I'm not doing Monster, no.
Oh man, I'm gonna give my mom Manimal just because it's funny.
Just because you're tired of having a relationship with her, she's never going to talk to you again.
And I am definitely getting the Jordan basketball mall because that thing is just too cool. And yeah, Monster can go.
You should get him dunking your nipple.
You didn't talk about placement before this.
No, I think we have to go with the placement that they are in, right?
I'll just get 2 of them.
Willingly. Sick.
dunking towards each other. All right, I think the Jordan's fucking sick, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and snatch that up, Mom. Oh
Yeah.
God, dude! Like to really think about giving my mom one of these tattoos.
It's kind of.
I mean, I guess the back because she can't have monster on her forehead.
You think your mom's going to sit through 8 hours of that getting tattooed?
You're right. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna be the manimal, and my mom's getting Jordan on the nipple. Just kidding.
Oh.
Monster is removed. All right.
Oh my god.
Oh, they don't stop.
Oh my god.
I don't know what the fuck that first one is.
It's either an inhaler or a sock.
I think it's a sock, isn't it?
There's a strange looking alienish baby.
It was
Yeah.
cropped. It was like already cropped in the picture that I found, so we'll never know.
So I'm going to take the eagle.
Eagle on the forehead.
That's pretty badass.
Murica.
That's,
Yeah.
At least it's well done.
I was gonna say it's
Yeah.
a good tattoo.
I think I've got to give my mom the sock thing because the other one is just dumb. And like,
Why did he put nipples too?
I don't know. Like, and I get it. That thing works if you're wearing a tank top, but
Yeah.
oh,
Or in the pool. It just looks like you're on a little floater.
What is that anyways? What is he driving? Is that from something?
I think it's like a go-kart or
I
something.
thought it was like a UFO.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's like it's giving Star Trek, huh?
If it's not a UFO, then I don't want it. If it's a UFO, that's what I'm fucking getting.
He's definitely out of this world.
If you do one of these and block out the rest of his body, it's really, really something.
Comical.
He got a really
Yeah.
big head.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Either way, I want that one. I'm gonna give Eagle Head to Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, my mom too. She's a patriot.
Yeah, and yeah, and we'll just go ahead and remove the kid eating the sock ice cream cone.
I'm going to take the sock ice cream cone and I'm removing that,
Removing what?
whatever the fuck that go-kart.
Tiny arms.
Tiny arms. Big head. All right,
Holy
last round,
moly.
guys.
Is that micropigmentation you were talking about?
Yes. No. Yes.
In a very poor,
yeah.
the scratcher version of that.
Wow.
All right. So we have a whale tail.
Mm-hmm.
But
But not an actual whale's tail.
No, it is a G-string.
It's of the hoe variety.
Thong? G-string? What is it?
Yeah. G-string.
And
Oh,
then
yeah, that's a string.
We have an incredible hairline with an actual line with some shading, and then a lower back tattoo that says Sweet Pea.
It's supposed to say sweet pea, but it says sweet pea, like urine pea.
Oh, yeah. I guess
Dude, I can't give my
I
mom...
didn't notice.
I can't give my mom none of these.
Tuesday through Saturday, Jibby Jam's doing script specials. Misspellings are free.
Sweet peas only.
I think mom's getting sweet pea because she'll never see it. Just being honest with you.
My mom's diabetic, so her pee might be sweet.
That's fine.
It's true. They have sugar in their urine.
I understand.
Oh, you think I'm just some kind of mom pervert? No, dude.
I think I gotta take the underwear, and then that hairline's gotta go. Dude's gotta rock a skullet and be proud of it.
Dude, he has a hairline. Like, what the fuck was the point of that?
He had a hairline.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, it's receding a little bit, but if he got rid of the white guy dreads, the pressure on the follicles would probably restore his.
That's the Kenny G wave that he's got going on there.
Nah, dude, those are dreads. Look at.
Oh yeah, yeah, they are.
Man. But at least he looks happy.
He looks like he showered.
Yeah.
I like how you could see the yellow line, like where they free-handed this hairline on.
Yeah, I think I want the whale tail because
I think so too.
Yeah.
Why not?
And nobody's getting that hairline.
What if I want all three of them?
We can do them right now.
All right.
How much time do you guys have?
I mean, if that tattoo's not done in 7 minutes, then it's done wrong.
You see, I would feel comfortable getting all of these because we met Mike and the wonderful company Removery that can just take care of them for us.
That's right. That is right. I just want to point out that she picked Christmas colors for her thong.
She sure
like,
did.
why?
Why not? Let's celebrate that thing.
That's true.
Is that not like one of the
guy.
happiest times of the year?
I love Christmas time. It's my
Gonna
faves.
unwrap that ass.
Hell yeah.
Dang.
Alrighty. All right. Well, that's the fuck, marry, kill, removery edition. We have a segment where I feel like you're probably great at giving advice.
Ooh. I can give it. I don't know if you want to take it though.
At least you sound good while you're giving it.
You know what? Actually, some of the choices you made in the last game, you might.
Questionable.
Okay, so this is an actual listener question. This is our advice, our tattoo therapy segment, where we answer listener questions about their own lives. So this says, Dear Buds, my best friend has an ex-girlfriend's name tatted huge above his pubic area. And he just got his wife's name tatted on him very small on the wrist. Do you think it's okay to make fun of him about it, or should I just hold in the jokes?
There's no context, so I can't give really solid advice to this, because if this is one of the homies, you gotta break his balls about this.
Fuck yeah.
You have to. You just have to. But depending on where the relationship is and the status,
And maybe not in front of the wife.
there could be some trauma associated with that as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He could be getting the wrist tattoo to show allegiance to the new wife, to prove that he's definitely over the last wife.
Mm-hmm.
And he might have kept the last wife's name because he ain't actually over it. So,
Wow.
Damn, send this to the wife.
yeah. Because, like, nobody wants to be at that dinner party where, like, that conversation comes up. Like, hey, yeah. And also, why does he know about the pubic area tattoo? Or she? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we need to make fun of you.
I don't know who the best friend is, you know.
They.
No, they, them. Doesn't matter to me, but I don't know. Again, context matters here quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't, because you just don't know.
Yeah, like you're saying, if it's a homie, of course you're going to break his balls. But, like, if it's just an acquaintance, it would almost seem concerning. It's like, what the fuck is this guy doing this to?
Well.
What?
I say, fucking rip him to shreds. Make fun of this motherfucker. Not in front of the wife because you don't want her to hate you or you don't want her to feel embarrassed. But I say get his ass. But the thing about that, too, is as somebody that makes fun of people a lot, sometimes you have to give people an apology when they don't find the joke funny. And you can't be a dick about it. So keep that in mind. If his feelings get hurt,
Use your own
apologize.
discretion.
Yeah, apologize. If you don't think you're man enough to apologize, if you're going to try to gaslight him and be like, dude, it was just a joke, then maybe don't do it at all.
We just saved this guy's life.
Yeah, dude. But also, how do you know about that pubic tattoo?
That's the concerning part of the story.
Yeah.
All right. So we are now at the part of the episode where we do our cover-up. And our cover-up segment is where we have our guests tell a story that's either embarrassing, unbelievable, crazy,
Scandalous.
naughty, scandalous,
Regrettable.
wild.
Now's the time to share yours.
So, Mike, what you got for us?
I've got two, and they're both pretty short, so I'll tell you both of them.
Let's do both, yeah.
So back in the 90s, I told you guys I got my leg tattooed, and I was kind of picking like this lino cut style. I had no business getting it. The guy, I'm still friends with him who did it. It's no shade on him. But I was around some impressionable guys, and the one piece was a gentleman who was pointing up to whatever. And the shop took it upon themselves that I was getting metal fingers, which was hilarious in the moment and after the fact. And then a week later, I was like, that's not cool. So like, that kind of sucked a little bit.
What are metal fingers? Oh, metal fingers. I'm stupid. I'm like, metal fingers, like a robot ant.
This one.
Oh my gosh.
Uncultured.
That was dumb.
Yeah.
Horns, baby.
So there was that one. And then I think the kind of the crazy story is there was an artist that I really, really wanted to get tattooed by in Paris. The first time I was in Paris, he didn't have time in his books. And I was back in Europe like 3 months later, and I was in London, and I was like, I want to get tattooed by him. It's a quick trip to get over there. Sent a deposit. Everything was set. Good to go. I took the train from London to Paris. While the yellow jacket, yellow vest, I don't remember, riots were happening against Macron. I think this was 2017 or 18. So literally Paris was on fire. It was like having a massive revolt. There was protests going on every day in the streets. It was getting violent. And I was like, I'm going to get tattooed. This maybe isn't the best time to get a tattoo right now. And as I'm boarding the local train in Paris to get to my Airbnb, I just sent a message over and I'm like, hey, city isn't feeling super safe. How's everything around the shop? Like, should I even try to come get tattooed? And they're like, what do you mean? And I was like, I have an appointment tomorrow. And they're like, no, you don't. And I was like, I sent you a deposit like 3 months ago. Lo and behold, they never recorded it down. So I traipsed through like trash cans on fire and riot gear and people to change my US doll hairs into euros.
Oh my God.
And showed up at the tattoo shop, and luckily like they switched some appointments around because I was like, I'm flying back to the United States in like 3 days. Like, this is happening or not.
Holy shit.
I got tattooed at Tintin in Paris, which was just a wonderful experience. Loved the tattoo. It was over top of stuff I had lasered. He had no idea it was lasered skin. Felt like, fresh skin to him. But it was a little sketchy. Like, this is a vanity thing I'm doing in the middle of like violent protests.
Wild.
That's scary, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring the show down.
No, that's so crazy. That was just such a roller coaster. I'm like, oh my God, it was a real will he, won't he? So it ended up being that he made, or you guys set the appointment and he just never recorded it.
The shop manager just never actually recorded it. They had the money. He had the receipt from the deposit that I made online. He just never actually blocked the schedule appropriately. And lucky for me that the person who had my appointment was local to Paris.
Was in prison for rioting.
Was in prison for rioting, yeah.
I have a story that's, it's not as crazy as that one, but it's kind of similar. I had a tour in Japan in 2019, and after the tour, a group of us wanted to stay and sightsee and stuff, so we're like, we should get tattooed while we're out there. And there's this one artist that I wanted to get tattooed, and his name is Scumboy. Amazing traditional artist. And everybody, there was a total of 7 or 8 of us who were like, you should contact him. You're a tattoo artist, and, you guys could communicate, whatever. And so I did, and I sent him this huge message. It was like, we want to get this. We're just going to pick Flash, whatever you have, we'll get it. And are you able to tattoo 7 of us? We're going to get here on this date. We'll be here from, this time to this time, all the details. And all he wrote back was, okay, maybe.
What do you do with that?
So I told him, I was like, okay, so this is what happened, and this is all he wrote back. And it was like we had to take the bullet train to the other side of Japan to get to him. And we were like, fuck it. Let's just go there. If it doesn't work out, we'll just find something to do for a few days. And we...
For a few days,
yeah,
it's crazy.
So we get there on the day that I told him and the time, and opens the door and come in. And he tattooed all of us for the rest of the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it worked out.
It worked out.
Fantastic.
I wonder what his translation app changed into maybe.
I have no idea.
Did you leave a deposit or anything, or it was just...
No, it was just...
Oh, so it was really
yeah,
up in the air. That's hilarious.
I know you said you had some questions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah. Let's get into that. We got some time.
First one to come to your mind. I like to play this or that. And
I love that. Okay.
And I forget a lot of them because I'm old.
I am nervous.
Don't be. So you can play it either way. You're getting them or doing them for tattoos.
Okay.
All right. So this or that. What's your opinion on blackout or blast over?
Blast over.
Every time.
Every time.
Blast over every time.
Okay. Trash polka or watercolor?
Oof.
Kill myself.
Death. If I had to choose, it would probably be watercolor because it would be a lot easier.
I'm going to go watercolor also, getting and doing.
Amazing tattoo means nothing, or trash tattoo that has all the meaning in the world?
Oh, trash tattoo, all the meaning in the world.
Probably amazing tattoo means nothing.
Yeah, so it could be anything like
I mean, no, that wasn't part of it.
Okay. So just generally
Because
speaking.
I feel like I don't think I really have a lot of tattoos that mean something.
They mean that you're a badass.
Yeah.
That's true. Can I switch my answer?
Nope. Sit down. Sit down. I'm fucking you up. This is fun. What else you got?
Where you are currently as a collector, somebody who's wearing tattoos, would you stay where you are, or knowing what you know now, would you change everything and do a full bodysuit?
The latter.
Same.
Yeah, I wish I would have thought out because, like you, I started getting tattooed at 16, and it's like, fuck, why did I do that?
Do you mean like a full body suit, like full cohesive bodysuit Japanese?
Or any style.
Or okay,
Because to be fair, like your American traditional sleeves are cohesive sleeves. That's how that style is done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then I would start over and do a probably American traditional
Yeah, I think
black
so.
bodysuit.
What trend do you want to come back
Ooh.
in tattooing?
Probably the one where people used to pay in drugs. I'm just kidding. Gosh.
You're talking about styles or just tattooing in general?
Style. Let's go with styles.
Styles. What has came and went? I guess I've been so stuck in my box.
Ew.
My box.
That's a big old box.
I can't even think of one. Can you?
No, not a trend.
I'll share my trends.
Yeah, give
Yeah.
us an example.
So I think some good examples that need to come back is Tasmanian Devil needs to make a comeback.
Oh,
Oh.
and the little Tweety bird.
I
Yeah,
think Calvin pissing on things needs to
Yeah.
come back.
Bad Boy Club?
Bad Boy Club needs to
Peeing
come
in
back.
your butt.
Clip it.
Imagine, and then just the
Yes.
splatter. Yes, please.
Nautical Stars, the Mud Flap Girl.
Oh, those
the
can
ass?
die. Those can die. But I do like that. I do like the OG Looney Tunes fucking
Yeah.
I mean,
trashy. Oh, you know what's cool too is the chrome.
It made a comeback.
Well, it's cool in like the ironic way that people are doing it now. Back when people were getting like full tribal chrome, that could die. But
I have a problem with Chrome. So years and years ago, a friend of mine was tattooing it, and then this wonderful thing called Photoshop came out, and they were using Photoshop to start drawing stuff. And they taught me how to make Chrome, and I've never been able to unsee it, so I hope I don't ruin this for you guys. Chrome is nothing more than the blue sky at the ocean with sand.
Yeah.
so now, anytime we see someone's Chrome tattoo, we're like,
You were at the
got-
ocean.
Oh, that's not that clever.
yeah, you got a beach and a panther head.
Yeah, so here's another this or that.
All right.
Paper and pencil or iPad?
I owe so
Don't-
much to the iPad. It is.
Yeah, I was
it is
gonna say,
made
keep it real.
productivity crazy. I'm gonna have to go ahead and stick with the iPad because with the iPad, I will definitely produce more art than if it's with paper and pencil.
Go
And I
then.
feel like I just owe it to the art community to keep producing.
I'm going to say iPad because I don't know what the other thing is. It's been so long since I've seen one.
And then I need a hot take.
Okay.
Everybody nowadays is talking about AI and how it's wrecking everything or it's fixing everything. Do you think that AI generated images is artwork? And would you tattoo something that somebody brought to you if you knew that it was the reference material was AI generated?
That has happened to me quite a bit at this
Tell
point.
me about it.
People will generate their ideas now through AI, and I've been given some, and I, just like any tattoo, any artwork that is brought in, I always change it to make it my own. But AI, dude, it's next level. You could use it for so many things. And I will use it for things, so I can't really hate on it. But is it artwork? I think it's cheating a little bit. But it's the idea is there.
I think it's not artwork, but it's great for people who can't put their description into words and need to, give you an image to look at. But I agree, you should redraw it
With your iPad.
with your iPad.
Shut up, Mike.
With your own chat GPT. Okay, this has a little bit to do with this. Did you guys see that YouTube is soon going to not let people get paid on videos that they made fully with AI?
AI generated audio, but video, yes.
Oh, okay, they will.
hmm
Okay, then.
So we're good.
Yeah, so we're good. But I feel like that's kind of fair. Yeah, I guess maybe I don't see it as artwork.
A person didn't create it. It didn't come from here.
So the reason I bring it up is because I started a career as a photographer during the film days,
Mm-hmm.
and I was around during the transition to digital.
Uh-huh.
And digital was long called not photography. They called it digital painting. They called it digital artwork, but it was
Really?
not photography because
Digital as in digital cameras?
DSLRs and
What
point and
the
shoot
heck?
cameras, they're like, that's not real. You got to shoot film to be a real photographer. And so it
So
took,
the campaigns you were shooting were done on film?
I shot on digital.
Okay.
But in the 90s, I was shooting what's now called the EDM community, the old rave community. I shot
Yeah.
on film. Yeah.
Wow.
Those must be some awesome pics.
Fuck yeah.
They're okay. They're mediocre because it was film. There's not as much latitude. It is what
I
it
don't
is.
know.
It's
A little charm to it.
Yeah.
it was an interesting transition before it became widely accepted. And I think at the end of the day, if you're using it for reference and you're getting to your tattoo, the method to get there should be the easiest one possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my next question is kind of a follow-up to that one in a weird way. Thoughts on Instagram as your portfolio or an actual book?
Ugh.
I'm a man of convenience, Mike, I'll be honest.
I'm a sleepy man, and I don't have time to be printing pictures. Well,
It was definitely a fun activity to do back in the day.
fuck
It has
no.
been now, I don't know how many years since I've had a physical portfolio.
Really?
Yeah, and it was kind of a strange thing that I noticed at conventions is where I started it. I stopped taking my portfolio to conventions because
Did you forget it the first time and then never took it again? Me
that was
too.
exactly how it happened. And I realized that it really didn't mean shit.
Interesting.
Instagram is the portfolio now. It's the new walking into shops without having to walk anywhere.
I'm over it. I didn't like fucking having to update it when that was the only means of showing your work. But I think that it's important still in a walk-in shop because you're walking in and you want to see someone's work. Like it feels like maybe a little unprofessional to be like, well, you could look up our artists and just let us know who you want to get tattooed by. Like,
I have seen shops that just have little QR code plaques everywhere for all the artists, so it just goes directly to their Instagram.
You ever seen how people fucking, I don't know, like freeze up when they have to do that for a menu? I couldn't even imagine having to walk people just looky-loos through the QR code, but...
That leads into my last question, the QR code. So it takes you to the Instagram account. 15 years ago, you guys were tattoo artists. Now you have to be a tattoo artist, a small business owner, and a content creator.
Yeah.
Oh, you just melt it.
I melted.
Somebody pick her up.
Do you feel there are some tattoo artists that are more successful at creating content than creating tattoos and therefore are more successful because they're not putting in because other artists just don't put the time into doing what is now needed?
100,000 billion %.
Yeah, dude. We have some buds that should be world famous, but because they're just not the tech type, they're
just in the back.
Like they're not getting the recognition they deserve. And then you see people that are not only dog shit artists, they're also...
How do you really feel?
They're also charging nothing, but because their shit's going viral, they're getting paid that way. So they just keep pumping out dog shit and getting paid, and they don't care to get better.
And then we just heard a story recently of a guy who hasn't been in the game that long and started producing content not tattoo related, but it took off and this guy is booked out now. It's such a weird time to be alive. And it's like we were actually having this conversation earlier today. I like to say that we're still pretty young, but we feel fucking old when it comes to the social medias and the trends and keeping up with the content creation and everything. I mean, maybe we could change that soon. Maybe you could show us how to do some of it. But yeah, that's kind of where we stand.
Amazing. I thank you guys so much for this. It was so much fun.
Yeah, thank you. Do you have anything to plug besides Removery?
Removery.com. It's our website. Again, it'll take you to whichever country you live in, US, Canada, Australia. Consultations are free. All of our social media is at Removery. So that's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
That's great.
Come in, talk to us for consultation. Bring a friend with you. Like, this is open door policy. We're not here to judge. We all have been through weird situations. Our goal is people feel comfortable in their own skin.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get you to what that means.
That's amazing.
I really like that you touched on the DV aspect of tattoos, because we've all been witness to people getting tattoos that you're kind of like, I'm not sure if they actually want this.
It kind of just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's nice to know that there's somewhere for these people to land if they didn't want it and when they get themselves out of that situation.
And like I said, we're here when they're ready. Typically, we're going to be the last part of their healing journey, because they've got to be prepared to like deal with that as well. Because sometimes that physical pain will release some emotional pain that comes along with it.
Oh, I'm sure.
And that's kind of the situation. So we're here. We're supportive. Doors are open to literally everybody, all situations. You'll be comfortable. You'll be well taken care of.
That's amazing. And you work at which location?
I'm a remote worker.
Okay.
So I travel quite a bit for the company. I'm based about an hour outside of Philadelphia.
Okay. Maybe I'll catch up with you the next time I'm on tour over there.
Please do. Or come through one of the conventions we're at.
Yeah. We'll hang out and not have drinks. How do you feel about that?
I
don't drink either.
I love a good Shirley Temple. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, my word. I love a Shirley Temple. Do you like Shirley Temples?
I do. Especially when there's vodka in them.
Have you spent time on the East Coast?
I have, yeah.
So you're familiar with root beer?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with birch beer?
No.
Yeah.
Tell me about
we're going to, I can't.
Or show me about it.
Yeah. You got to experience birch beer and sarsaparilla.
Yeah. I've had sarsaparilla.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is sarsaparilla?
Yes.
That was incredible.
I believe it's a plant.
Yeah.
Like root beer comes from a root of some plant, hence the name. Kimberly, you're smart on this stuff. Is it an herb or a plant?
Kimberly, we're looking like idiots over here.
Hold on.
See, it sounds like something Foghorn Leghorn would say.
It's a what?
It's a root.
It's another
Okay.
root.
Jamaican root.
Its roots are in Jamaica.
All right. That's incredible.
You guys already know where to find the podcast at Tattoo Buds on all platforms. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to this video and the YouTube channel. And if you would like to get tattooed by me or James, you can book us in our home shop. Find our booking information in the bio of our IG. And then we will also be in Phoenix, Arizona, October 17th and 19th tattooing. But we will be there celebrating Gypsy Rose Tattoos grand reopening on October 18th. So even if you don't get tattooed, come by, say hi.
And we will also be guest spotting in Camarillo, California, November 7th and 8th, I believe, at our homie Jared's shop, Bone Deep Tattoo.
I don't know. I got to put that in my calendar, but I guess that's where I'll be those days.
And at the end of every episode, we like to ask our guests to look in the camera and say, "Thank you for watching the Tattoo Budcast. We'll see you at your next session."
Thank you for watching the Tattoo Budcast. We'll see you at the next session.
Hold this guy.
Yeah, that was actually professional.
That was the cleanest one we've had yet.
Yeah, people usually get real weird when we tell them to do it.
If this was any other night, we would talk for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a flight tomorrow. She's got some stuff she's got to take care of. This was a ton of fun. I would love to revisit this in like a year.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yes, definitely.